Hello friends. A story is told of an elderly man who operated a roadside hot dog stand. The man was hard on hearing, so he had no radio. He had trouble with his eyes, so he read no newspapers. And of course, he didn't look at television. But he sold very good hot dogs. He put up signs on the highway telling everyone how good they were. To all that passed, buy a hot dog, they are the best in town. He had started with nothing, but through hard work and quality, he built an incredibly successful business. So successful that people would travel great distances for his hot dog. The man was most proud that his hot dog business could provide an university education for his son, an education he himself had never received. He was doubly proud that his son was pursuing now an MBA degree from an international business college. Enthusiastically, he sold lots of hot dogs. So what made his hot dog special? It was not one thing, it was a combination of his quality and care that was difficult to match or copy. Hot dogs were all that he served. The man insisted on the finest meats, and he offered variety from beef, pork, chicken and turkey, while the buns were freshly baked daily on the premises. The man made his own mustard and ketchup. Customers could also choose from a range of fresh accompaniments like crisp lettuce, ripe tomatoes, caramelized onions, shredded cheese and more. Gradually he began to offer some attractive schemes to increase his sales, and soon his sales and profit went up. He then ordered for more raw materials and buns to cope with the rising demand, and as expected, sales were booming. He even recruited few more supporting staff to serve more customers. But as his business was growing, the son, who had recently graduated with an MBA degree from an international business college, joined his father. Then something strange happened. The son asked, "Dad, are you aware of the great recession that is coming our way?" The father replied, "No, but tell me about it." The son said, "The international situation is so terrible, the domestic situation is even worse. We should be prepared for the coming of bad times." The son explained that the hot dog stand could make more margins on high sales volume if he sold fewer types of hot dogs and sold ones of lesser quality. The man thought that since his son had been to college, read the newspapers, listened to radio and watched TV, he ought to know his advice and shouldn't be taken lightly. So the next day onwards, the father cut down the raw material order and buns, removed all the special schemes he was offering to the customers, and was no longer as enthusiastic. He reduced his staff strength by giving them layoffs. Very soon, fewer and fewer people bothered to stop at his hot dog stand, and as his sales started coming down, profits too started dropping. So he went home early and spent more time worrying about the recession that was coming. The father then said to his son, "Son, you were so right. We are in the middle of a recession and crisis. I am glad you warned me much ahead of time." Friends, the hot dog story provides us vital lessons on the need of recognizing real world experience coupled with common sense while still respecting formal education. It took the father 20 years of experience, hard work and quality service to take him from nothing to something, while it took the son 2 years of higher education to take the father's business from something to nothing. The hot dog story speaks volumes on craftsmanship, passion and a calling, not on a career. So what lessons can we take away from this story? My first point is overemphasis on college education while ignoring real world experience. Our education system undermines creativity rather than nurturing it. The education system is predicated on an academic ability and not on critical thinking and thinking out of the box. My second point is don't surrender your dreams to noisy negatives. The business owner started with a thriving business, but he damaged himself because he listened to an expert who knew much less than him. Third, it's not the years in the education that counts, but rather make those years count. You won't be paid friends for the knowledge you acquire, but rather how well you can use that knowledge. Fourth is many times we confuse intelligence with good judgment. Choose your advisors carefully, but use your own judgment. Even with a successful track record, the vendor didn't trust his own good judgment, but trusted the intelligent, educated son. Fifth one is knowledge can sometimes hinder you in making right decisions or good decisions. Knowing everything that can go wrong can stop you from going after your goals and dreams. Don't read too much into negative news that surrounds us. The sixth one is too much analysis into the future might lead to the paralysis of the present. Worry is the route that takes you from somewhere to nowhere. If your fear starts screaming loudly on a regular basis, then you will miss out on hearing the soft whispers of your inner voice, reminding you of your potential, your capability, and your creative abilities. The COVID-19 pandemic is wreaking havoc on the global economy, unleashing the worst economic downturn. Regardless of what is going on in the world, or what social media, the news, or even those around us are telling us, please remember, instead of walking around saying to yourself, why is this happening to me? Why is my sales down? Why am I getting a salary cut? Why can't I get a job? Start using the word how a lot more. How can I get better? How can I improve myself? How can I effectively use my time? How am I going to serve my customers better? How am I going to keep the customers I have? An individual or an organization will survive through recession, reach the top, and stay at the top if they follow the 5 C's that I'm going to share with you. The first is conviction. Second is commitment. Third is consistency. Fourth is creative. And finally, be courteous. Conviction, when you add passion and emotion to your beliefs, it will become a conviction. Conviction is a belief in what you do, knowing deep down that it's relevant to you and it is right. You can be talented, confident, and perseverant, but if you don't believe in what you are doing, if you don't believe that it is important, beautiful, and worth your time, then your work will be simply wasted. It will lack passion and people will see through it. Second is commitment. To be successful requires certain commitments. We must accept that not all things are going to go our way. When we experience challenge or any sort of delay along our path, it is easy to become consumed with frustration and to entertain thoughts of defeat. Although you may not be in control of the events you are stuck at right now, you must keep your commitment to succeed and you will eventually get there. The third is consistency. Consistency leads to habits. Habits form actions that we take every day, and action leads to success. As Anthony Robbins says, it is not what we do once in a while that shapes our lives. It is what we do consistently. The fourth is creativity. Most people think creativity is something reserved for only few people, that is highly gifted people. The truth about it is that it is not an art, it is not a design, and it most certainly is not the sole domain or preserve of geniuses and scientists. Creativity is the capacity within an individual to develop ideas for the purpose of solving problems and exploiting opportunities. And finally, be courteous. Being courteous and having an humble and down-to-earth nature will never go out of fashion. So friends, if you want to make a lasting impact, rise to the top and stay there, I leave you with this quote from Henry Ford. The man who will use his skill and constructive imagination to see how much he can give for $1 instead of how little he can give for $1 is bound to succeed.